Did you know that inside every single one of us, there's a hidden world, a bustling, complex ecosystem teeming with trillions of microorganisms? We're talking, of course, about the gut microbiome. And scientists are now realizing it's one of the most critical factors for our overall health. So in this explainer, we're going to unlock what it is, why it matters so much, and how incredible new technology is finally letting us map this inner universe. Just to give you a sense of the scale we're dealing with, get this. The collective DNA of all the microbes in your gut is more than 150 times larger than your own human genome. That's a staggering amount of biological power humming away inside you, and it has a hand in everything from your digestion to your mood to how well your immune system works. Okay, before we dive deeper, let's just quickly clear up two words you're going to hear a lot: microbiota and microbiome. They sound similar, but they're different. The microbiota are the critters themselves, the bacteria, the fungi, the viruses. The microbiome is the whole shebang. It's the critters, all their genetic material, and the environment they live in. So think of it like the citizens versus the entire city. Really, the best way to think about the microbiome is as a newly discovered organ. Now, it's not made of our own cells, obviously, but it carries out so many vital functions that our bodies literally depend on it. We've evolved together. So let's meet some of the residents of this hidden organ. It is an incredibly diverse place down there. I mean, bacteria like Firmicutes and Bacteroidetes tend to get all the press, but your gut is also home to fungi, countless viruses, and even these ancient little organisms called archaea. And every single one of these players has a specific role to play in this super complex ecosystem. So you might be thinking, this sounds a bit like an invasion, but it's the total opposite. It's a partnership. It's this powerful symbiotic relationship where we give them a safe place to live, and in return, these microbes perform all sorts of amazing services for us. Let's take a look at what they're actually making. This table gives you a peek at the incredible little chemical factories working inside you. When these microbes break down stuff that we can't, like certain fibers, they produce these powerhouse molecules. You've got short-chain fatty acids, which are basically fuel for your gut lining and help keep inflammation down. They even cook up essential vitamins for us, like B vitamins and vitamin K, that our own bodies just can't make. And it's not just about making useful stuff. Your microbiome has another huge job. It's basically a boot camp for your immune system. Right from birth, it's constantly talking to your immune cells, teaching them the crucial difference between a good guy and a bad guy. This training is absolutely fundamental for having a smart, balanced immune response. Okay, so that's the ideal situation. But what happens when this delicate balance gets thrown way off? Well, that's when we run into a problem called dysbiosis, an imbalance in your microbial community that can have really serious consequences for your health. And this image right here shows you exactly what we mean. It's a night and day difference. On the left, you've got a healthy gut. It's diverse, it maintains a strong gut wall, and it keeps inflammation under control. But on the right, that's dysbiosis. The diversity crashes, the gut barrier starts to break down, and you get this chronic, low-grade inflammation that creates the perfect environment for diseases like colorectal cancer to take hold. And it's not just about gut problems. The list of conditions that researchers are now linking to an imbalanced gut is, well, it's staggering. We're talking about everything from IBD and cancer to metabolic issues like obesity and type 2 diabetes, and even heart disease and neurological disorders. It's a problem that affects the whole system. I mean, this quote from the research really just nails it. The microbiome's job is to train the immune system to know friend from foe. So when that training process gets disrupted by dysbiosis, the immune system gets confused. It might start overreacting and causing chronic inflammation, or it might underreact, leaving us wide open to infections. So for the longest time, this whole inner world was basically a mystery, a complete black box. But that's all changing, thanks to some incredibly powerful new technologies that are finally letting us decode this complex ecosystem and see what's actually going on in there. The old way of doing this, something called 16S sequencing, was kind of like taking a census. It could tell you who was living in the neighborhood, but that's about it. The new approach, called multi-omics, is like having a full-blown surveillance system. It doesn't just tell us who's there, it tells us what they're doing, what genes they're turning on, and what jobs they're actually performing. Now, this chart might look a little complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Multi-omics isn't just one test. It's about stacking multiple layers of data on top of each other. We look at the DNA to see what the community could do, then we look at the RNA to see what it's actually doing, and then we look at the metabolite to see what it's producing. All of that data gets fed into powerful computers to give us one complete, functional picture of the entire ecosystem. As you can imagine, this creates a ton of data, way too much for any human to sort through. And that's where machine learning becomes the hero of the story. These AI algorithms can sift through all that multi-omics data and find these subtle patterns, these specific microbial signatures that are consistently linked to diseases like IBD or cancer. So why does any of this matter? What's the big payoff? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. Because this new level of understanding is paving the way for a completely revolutionary approach to healthcare, precision medicine that's based on your unique microbiome. Picture this. In the near future, it might work something like this. Step 1. A doctor analyzes your unique microbiome using these advanced techniques. Step 2. Machine learning models use that data to predict your personal risk for certain diseases or how you'll respond to a specific drug. And then, step 3, they can create a personalized intervention, not just generic advice, but specific foods or prebiotics or probiotics designed to rebalance your specific inner ecosystem. And that is the real game changer here. We are finally moving beyond these one-size-fits-all treatments. The future is all about understanding and nurturing our own personal, internal world to prevent and treat disease in a way that is tailored specifically to us. Which kind of leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. As we keep decoding this hidden world, is it possible that a detailed map of your own personal microbiome could become the single most important document in your medical records? What do you think?